watching Let's Chat.
We are celebrating lots today. Brain Awareness Week, a 10th anniversary, and just training our brain in general. Here for more information with Miss Michelle and LearningRX. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. I'm glad you're here.
Tell me a little bit about LearningRX.
So LearningRX is a one-on-one brain training center. So literally think about like having a personal coach and personal gym for your brain. And when we talk about brain skills, we're talking about memory, attention, processing speed. There's so many skills that affect the learning process, and we train those.
And the key word here is brain training.
Yes.
There's a big difference between brain training and tutoring, but a lot of people don't realize that. Talk us through those differences.
That's right, and especially because it's called LearningRX, a lot of people think about us like a traditional learning or teaching or tutoring center, but brain training is all about getting down to the root of why learning or processing new information might be difficult for some people. In a traditional tutoring or teaching type environment, the goal is to teach content, and it's for you to learn as much information about a subject as you can. But our goal is not teaching content at all. It's building your brain's ability to learn the content you would receive at school or from a tutor.
Now, part of the process of beginning to work with LearningRX is that initial consultation and a little bit of testing, and that's where you are able to determine if someone needs brain training or if they do need a tutor. Talk us through what that's like, and when you identify that there is a root issue, what's the next step?
Yes, and that's so important because a lot of times people call us and say, am I a good candidate for brain training? Is this something that would help me? And we try to kind of talk through initially on the phone, has this been an ongoing issue, or is it a new issue? Are you just missing information, or is there a root thing here? And that's when we ultimately can set up an assessment. And an assessment measures those key 7 cognitive skills that affect the learning process, and it tells us where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are. Then we can actually, in that consultation appointment, put together a plan for you. And that plan can range from me referring outside of here, or it can refer to working with a trainer to build those skills.
And I think this is something our viewers are going to be really surprised about, the demographic, the age range of your clients. It's not just for students anymore.
I like to say 5 to 105. I mean, it really is across the lifespan that you use your brain skills. We have different people here for different reasons. Young kids are going to be here for early reading skills, building attention and memory. Middle schoolers or high schoolers are going to be here building study skills, or that retention, or sometimes just processing speed. They want to be able to complete the entire ACT. You can do that with your brain by building processing speed. We have some career professionals who are very successful, but maybe are still compensating in some way for a weaker skill that they want to build. And of course, seniors, as we start to age, our memory and our processing speed and some other skills start to decline a little bit, and it doesn't have to. I mean, add right along with your physical exercise and your healthy diet, add a brain training routine in there with it, and that can really help you keep sharper for longer.
And studies show that exercising our brain is important.
Absolutely.
And talk us through if someone has a pre-existing issue. ADHD is very common, dyslexia. We have all heard of these learning overcome struggles. So how can you help an individual with those issues?
Some new research came out a couple years ago from the National Institute of Learning Disabilities that 1 in 5 kids have a learning or attention issue that's brain-based, processing-based. And that's big because ADHD, dyslexia, it's a lot more common than you think. And dyslexia literally means having a struggle with reading. And so when you have a brain-based learning struggle like that, we're the perfect fit because what we do is brain-based. It builds those skills and it retrains some neural connections for you. It retrains those pathways and makes your brain literally more efficient. So that's absolutely applicable with ADHD, with dyslexia, autism, traumatic brain injury, even stroke, early onset Alzheimer's. There's different brain and processing places where your brain needs exercise, maybe more than some others, but in my opinion, we all do.
We all need, exactly. And there's different ways, and it's a different custom approach for everyone, regardless of where we are in that issue. All right, it is Brain Awareness Week. We're celebrating that. But earlier I mentioned that there is a birthday. I like to say birthday and anniversary.
I like that.
You're celebrating 10 years here in Chattanooga.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we opened in 2010 in our location here at close to Hamilton Place, next to Bed Bath & Beyond. And it's really been amazing to see over the last 10 years how the center has grown, how the space has grown, how Chattanooga has grown. And we're so happy to be a part of that and to be able to serve more families. So we're having a big party celebration. We've invited all of our graduates, all of our former trainers. We're excited to reunite some former clients, introduce some new potential clients to what brain training is about. We're going to have a brain card tournament. We're going to be serving lunch. It's from 12 to 2, so we're excited about that. We're getting catering from Salsaritas, which is one of my favorites, right over here by Hamilton Place. And a very special thing is happening at that event as well. Because our initial testing and follow-up consultation, it's typically a $299 fee for those 2 appointments. And we're going to be having a special for anyone who books that day, because it's our 10-year anniversary, for $100. So it's just $100 for both of those appointments. That's a huge discount. You know, it's a third of the price it normally is. So that's a great time to get in and just kind of figure it out and get your brain skills tested and see where you're at.
It doesn't hurt to start. It never hurts to ask those questions. And that is the first way to do it, is with those initial consults. All right,
Yes.
Michelle, remind us of the date and the times for the 10th anniversary celebration.
It's Saturday, March 14th, and it's from 12 to 2 at our Hamilton Place location.
All right, perfect. Happy anniversary. I know we're
Thank
going to
you.
talk to you again soon, and you're getting into testing season, so happy
Yes.
testing season.
Thank you.